Thank you, Ina. Thank you for introduction. Thank you everyone for coming so early. So hopefully other will join. If no, that will be very intimate atmosphere here. So
We'll see the
let me.
video recording, and
Yeah, yeah. So
we're
yeah.
going
So
to
let me.
upload the video onto our YouTube channel as well.
Oh wow, that's great. That's great. Okay, so let me share my screen first and verify if everything's working fine. So do you see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Yes, that's okay, nice. Okay, so we can start. As Inna said, today we continue our program of career orientation for youth that we organized like at the company level. So I'm honored to be here and talk to you about my job and my profession that I'm very proud of. I need to say that this is the best work that I can dream of, and I want to share how it works, what is needed, what are the requirements to become AI solution architect, what I'm doing, what are my daily tasks, and I plan to make it like more practical with some focus on ChatGPT. Why ChatGPT? Because AI is quite wide domain, and there are multiple models, there are multiple tooling. So I decided to select the one that is most popular, and for sure you have used it, or you are using it, or at least you have heard about it. So that's why we will try to understand the profession of AI solution architect through the usage of ChatGPT. Then I plan some more practical things. But anyway, I would like to have it more like a conversation, more like a dialogue with some interaction. So please feel free to ask your question, add your comment in the chat, or raise your hand so I can see that you have some questions so we can discuss. If you feel that something is not clear or you need more clarification or rephrasing from my side, please let me know. So feel free to be active, proactive in this conversation. All together we can make it more insightful for all of us. Okay, so we start behind the themes of ChatGPT, meet an AI architect. So let me click on another site. So first of all, I will introduce myself, who I am. So I will be your, as I said, and Inna said, I will be your AI architect for today. I am Natalia Vanesova. I have PhD in linguistics. So my career started from linguistics. I am not a regular example of how people are becoming solution AI architects. So my case is not usual a case because I didn't come to this sphere from academic computer science education. It's another story. So I would like to start from this story because this might give you some other point of view on how and what is needed to become AI solution architect. So as I mentioned, I don't have any academic programming or engineering in education. I have two higher education and PhD, but both of them are in linguistics, translation, interpretation, and management, and nothing related to computer science or programming. However, how it started, all my childhood, I was dreaming about becoming a translator and interpreter. And eventually my dream came true. I entered my university that I wanted to enter. I was graduated from that university, Kyiv National Linguistic University. Then I worked for 8 years in that university as a senior lecturer, teaching other people, other students to become translator and interpreters. I was so admired by my job. I did a lot of different kind of translations, interpretation, even at a government level, and this gave me a lot of satisfaction. Yeah, I was. I need to say that I was really satisfied from what I'm doing, and I didn't change my job just because I selected a wrong education or a wrong direction. No, it's more about I wanted to have a deeper look into what is happening in our brain when we people communicate each to other. I was also curious how we even during the translation or during the teaching when I did my lectures, I was curious to understand how how we pass our knowledge, our linguistic knowledge to other people, and how other people can understand us in our natural language or in foreign language. What is happening in the brain? Even in our natural language, how do we understand each other when the sentence is not complete, when some pieces of phrase are omitted because it's usual when you use modern language, when you use slang, you don't build your sentence in a very complex, very sophisticated way. Sometimes you are just to express yourself in a faster way, you omit some pieces of sentence. And anyway, even without this part of speech, your conversation, your idea, your thoughts are understandable by other people. So I was interested to explore what is happening in our brain, how we do this. So that's why I started my linguistic thesis, and I received eventually I received my PhD in the linguistics, and the topic of my scientific work was exactly the how syntactic compression in the modern language. So how we understand each other when compressing some pieces of conversation, but still keeping the same meaning. So that was the beginning of on my career. I was, as I said, I was really happy with what I am doing. But then, at one moment, I realized that everyone started coming into IT world. So everyone around me started, okay, I am a programmer. Okay, I am PO. I am project management. And I was thinking, okay, maybe there are some other trends that I am not aware of, and I need to think about it, maybe to change my career, to make it more modern, because I realized, okay, more and more translation tooling was appearing at that time, like for example Google Translate or any other that were helping a lot to do the translation faster. So I realized, okay, I need maybe to get new knowledge, new skills, and that's how I decided to explore what is happening in IT world. But instead of my first choice was wrong, because what I did for the first time, I decided, okay, I need to become a project manager or product owner, not a developer, because I didn't have any programming skills. But then I realized, okay, that's the wrong way. I cannot learn everything from scratch. I need something that will bring me a new career quite fast, and where I can use my existing knowledge, my existing skill, and just learn something in parallel. So that's how I discovered for myself the field of natural language processing. That is one of the field of artificial intelligence that is focusing on language. So in artificial intelligence, we have multiple path, and one of them is natural language processing, another is computer vision, and so on. So natural language processing seemed to me the most appropriate to what I already knew, and I decided, okay, I know the language, I know how the language are built, I know how they can be compared, how they differentiate, how to build new language, new artificial, languages. So I started to I started to looking for a new job with focusing on linguistics, but without any programming skill. That's how my IT career started, and eventually it was developing. I learned everything that I needed to become today a AI solution architect by learning all missing skills and all missing knowledge on practice together with my team. But I cannot say that it was easy. So when you are now at the time, or everyone, when you are at the stage when choosing academic orientation, academic education, I would advise to think properly about it. And if you are looking for something in the field of AI, that is one of the most trendy and one of the most well-paid job in IT. Um, so far. I would recommend to look into computer science education. This will give you more fundamental knowledge and skills, and your path will be easier. That was mine. But even if you start with anything else, that can be related somehow with AI, like in my case it was linguistics, that's still fine. I am, even around me I have a lot of cool professionals and experts who don't have any computer science academic education or linguistic education, and still they are great expert. They learned everything what they needed to be an expert in their field. So that's still fine. But the only difference between these three choices is how fast and how difficult will be your start. So the more you learn at the beginning, the easier your path will be then. So, but anyway, Don't think about academic education that it will give you everything that you need to become a real practitioner. No, you will get all practical hands-on experience only during your practical job when doing your projects, pet projects. Maybe you will need to start with some internship and or you can do something on your own. Only doing something on practice, you can understand in reality how it works. So that was my intro, my pass. So now let's start with focusing on actually the topic of this conversation. To understand, so what we are trying to do here, we are trying to understand the job of AI solution architect through ChatGPT. But first, let me know if you are using ChatGPT in your personal life, or you ever heard about ChatGPT, use any emoji or whatever in the chat, so I know how many of you are using. Okay, that's great. But at least you have heard, because this is the most used and the most powerful, the most popular AI tooling that is currently. So, but let's try to understand how it works. So I have prepared just 5 quick questions for you about ChatGPT. So let's play a game. So your task will be here on the screen. You see 5 questions with possible answers. So your task will be to answer in a chat with the correct answer as you think about it. So the first, let me open the chat in parallel on my phone so I can see your answers. So what do we see? First question, sorry. What does ChatGPT actually do when it answers you? What do you think? So you have 4 choices. It searches Google for the answer. It reads your mind. It predicts the most likely next world. It stores all your conversation forever. And then based on your conversation, it makes prediction. So please make your choice. Give you a few seconds. I see already to answer. That is C. It predicts the most likely next word. Okay. A is search Google for an answer. Who else? Yeah, obviously read your mind. Yeah, that's true. Many people actually think that's why they use ChatGPT as a personal coach or a psychologist, mental health assistant, because they think, okay, ChatGPT can understand my personality, can analyze me, can give me some advices and suggestions. I don't need to go for a mental health support or look for a professional in this field. I can just talk to ChatGPT. So possibly. Okay, I see that most of you answered as C, and this is the right answer. It predicts the most likely next world. It search. I see one. Yeah, one answer with A. It searched Google for the answer. It's partially true, but this is a new feature that recently appeared in ChatGPT. So when it was created and how other similar models, because ChatGPT is not the only one, there are multiple similar models. ChatGPT is just the most well advertised and the most well known to you. So it predicts. It never reads your mind. It never stores your previous conversation. It doesn't make any analysis or prediction on your previous conversation. It just predicts the most likely next word. This is the math, where the math is working. So ChatGPT is not just about the language, but also the combination of math. So I will later I will explain how it works. But so far it's just predicting. Nothing, just predicting based on mathematical algorithm. So question number 2, how many languages can ChatGPT communicate in? Only English, around 10, over 50, or over 200? Please answer in the chat. I will check your answers. Only English. Oh no, D, over 200. Not English. D. There are, I always love to say, there are two groups of people who are using ChatGPT. First group of people underestimate ChatGPT, and another group is overestimate. So, so I see our audience is a second group, represent second group who overestimate ChatGPT. No, it's not 200, not yet. It's just over 50, but also it supports some artificial languages like pirate, for example, language, or the language from Star Wars. I forgot how it's called, but if you have seen that movie, so you will know. So no, just 50, and most of the language models like ChatGPT, they are multilingual and they are supported around 40 languages, like average, right? But when you are saying 50 languages, it doesn't mean that it is great in all 50 languages. It is great maybe in the most popular European languages, with some Arabic languages and Asian languages and Slavic. So it will be in total around 2026. When I said good, so it's like it really understands and really predicts. Again, understands, it means predicts, right? And can reproduce similar to what humans are using in 26 language. But in total, the developers of this model, ChatGPT, they are saying it's supported 50, and it's true. So you can test in different languages and to see. Question number 3, true or false? ChatGPT remembers everything you say forever. True or false? What do you think? True or false? Mm. Does ChatGPT have memory? False. False. True. Actually, the answer is it can. It can memorize everything that you do if you enable this feature. Again, this is a new feature that recently appeared in ChatGPT. By default, ChatGPT is not remembering, because imagine like million of people are using ChatGPT at the same time. If everything will be stored, so how big storage OpenAI, this is a company that developed ChatGPT, will need to maintain to keep all this information. But from another hand, this is a great opportunity to teach ChatGPT and train it to be more efficient, more human-like. So be aware. So if you are using ChatGPT and you don't want your personal information or your chat, everything that you are talking to ChatGPT to be stored and eventually to be used as a training data set for next versions of ChatGPT, just go to the settings or personal setting and disable that feature, or enable if you want to store it. If you enabling it, it will give you opportunity to have more personalized conversation with ChatGPT, because it will remember your name, your previous conversation. So it will feel for you, it will be like a real conversation with someone who really knows you. But again, remember, this is fully artificial, no soul. ChatGPT doesn't have any emotions, any soul, even common sense reasoning. So ChatGPT really doesn't understand what it says. So it just mimicking it mimics our human behavior. And
So
question number
saying
4. Yeah.
could and please, so we don't have to say could you and please, right? When speaking to
No,
it.
no, you don't need, and even it's recommended not to do this, because recently many researches were published saying that more every single word that you are saying in ChatGPT and ChatGPT is response you. This is they are token. They are called as a token. So this is a massive bunch of information that is stored somewhere, and to process this information, processors or engine that is under the hood of ChatGPT uses a lot of energy, and to fresh these powerful engine units, they need a lot of water to maintain, not to big bang make a big bang. So yeah, it's very important not to overuse ChatGPT, because I know it's like instead of writing in a mail or message to someone, it's easier to come to ChatGPT and ask it to rephrase for you, because it's just convenient. It gives you a better way of rephrasing, right? But it's better not to overuse it, just thinking about ecology and how many resources will be used to process your query. So try not to use please, thank you, and so on. And yeah.
Wow, you just gave me a whole new perspective. we
Yeah,
have to use it responsibly, also thinking about
exactly.
the environment. Wow, that's
Yeah, yeah, that's very important because it was so advertised, and people are so admired by this powerful tool, especially people who never heard about AI and similar kind of tooling. Because we, as AI architects, were using ChatGPT and similar models long before it became popular and well known for everyone, and we realize, as a professional, we realize how much power, how much units to process all this information is needed, money, time, people, technology are used, and you realize, okay, so it's we are overusing natural resources. But the more trendy the tool is, the more people want to use it, even for a very simple task like making a picture of the fridge and give me a suggestion what I can cook today based on the ingredients that I have in my fridge, or any other funny things. So please be mindful when you are using ChatGPT, because think about your future generation and ecology. Yeah, and by the way, while we are answering this question, maybe you want to share in the chat how you are using ChatGPT, for what purposes. That would be nice to read. Maybe you are also using the ChatGPT to make a picture of your fridge and make a suggestion. Okay, so then question number 4: what kind of things can ChatGPT create? Raps, poems, code, stories, essays, even game characters, all of the above. Yeah, that's the right answer. Everything that can do, but there are things that ChatGPT cannot do. ChatGPT cannot still cannot generate video, but already can generate images out of text. It cannot predict any events. So don't believe if you are hearing that, oh, ChatGPT can do prediction of the game, prediction of the war event. No, that's not true. It just take the historical data and make some analysis by comparing what were the conditions at that time and what happened, but it's like just nothing but just a prediction, like artificial prediction. It's not a real prediction. And question number 5: which one of these is not a good use of ChatGPT? Writing your own essay, getting help with brainstorming, learning a new topic, practicing a speech. Yeah, you're right. Writing your own essay word for word. Uh, Remember that it's easy to identify that your essay or your email was written by a GenAI model, generative model, artificial model. You just don't realize, but it's easy to detect. Even I will give you one insight. For example, ChatGPT is using, when generating the text, is using symbols that are not available on the keyboard, that cannot be, like long dash, for example. So if you want to make it more natural, you will need to rephrase and change, or ask ChatGPT in your prompt, don't use symbols that are not available on the laptop keyboard, on your phone keyboard. Just one information, but there are many other tricks that can show that this text was generated by AI. Or even there are multiple companies and products that are working on developing products and tooling that help to identify what was AI generated, because people started to so massively use AI in all the fields, and generated videos, and generated images, text, and everything, that now what is human written has more value than what was created by ChatGPT or any other similar model. Okay, going next. How does ChatGPT work? So how it was created, ChatGPT or any similar model? Under the ChatGPT, it's just a name. So, but the meaningful part is GPT. It's a generative pre-trained transformer. Transformer is a type of neural network that is under the hood of the GPT. It was at the very beginning. That was how it started. The development of a new generation of neural networks. And what is currently ChatGPT is a large language model. If you hear the abbreviation LLM, so you can understand that this is a neural model that is was created on the big amount of language data. So it's like ChatGPT learned from millions or even billions of books, websites, conversations. Everything is like reading the whole library and getting all possible knowledge from everywhere. So you can imagine how good and how bad the information is in the what is available in internet. So during the training, why ChatGPT became so popular? Because at some moment, researchers who were developing ChatGPT, they decided they did not want any more filtering data because it takes too long. So you have so many people, you have so many engineers, subject matter expert who will go and filter all the data and label it. Okay, this is a good textual data to be as a training data for ChatGPT, and this is bad, good, bad. So it took so long. So at one moment they decided, okay, let's use everything that we have in the internet and let's feed it into ChatGPT and give it this brain. That's what they actually did. It took like um, hundred of even thousand hundreds. Yeah, I don't remember the exact number, but it took like many years to train this chat GPT. So you can imagine how big amount of hours were needed to train this model, how powerful nuclear engine were needed to run all these processes. So ChatGPT got some understanding, but it was understanding, it was fulfilled with even bad information, artificial information, harmful information, very sensitive information, together with the good information. From one point, it gave ChatGPT good understanding and some real human-like behavior, because ChatGPT now is able to handle any conversation, any topic. But from another hand, it also gave ChatGPT the power to generate not trustful information, because it learned from the example that were fed into its conversation training data. So as a result, they needed to build another model that is working on top of ChatGPT, that is filtering what is coming out from ChatGPT. And with this example, I work in other models. So it's like a two layers. One model is generating you output based on all the information that it learned from the real world information available on internet, and from another hand there are another model that is filtering that information not to create harmful or sensitive output for people. And then these people or another people cannot use this model for generative some harmful tools or products or services. So we trained now, but we should remember that neural networks, they are not thinking, and machines, they are not thinking like we do, right? When you talk to ChatGPT, you see text, right? You write text and you see text, but it's not how ChatGPT works. It doesn't understand words. It doesn't understand our letters in any of these 50 languages that it's supporting. It just there is a middle layer where we convert words into binary code, because machines readable language is just math. It's like a combination of zeros and ones, and that's it. So what it does on the under the hood, so we transform all the words into the mathematical representation, and then we build vectors like in math, and we check those algorithm checks how close these vectors are. The closer vectors is, that means that the closest is relation between two words. That's how ChatGPT knows that king and queen has closer meaning that king and chicken, for example, because their vectors are they are far away from each other. So that's how it works in a simple word. And then based on this combination of vectors, it generates the most appropriate word, the next word. It's just autocomplete, but super powerful. Coming next, who decides and what is the role of AI architect in building ChatGPT? This is a person who decides what kind of data to choose to train the model, where to get this model, and how the model will be trained. Okay, what will be the purpose of the model? This model will be for general purpose, like ChatGPT, right, doing everything, classification, summarization, writing essays, or this will be some classification focused model. Okay, our kind of ChatGPT will do only classification, right, and nothing else. This is the work of AI architect. Then we like combine all the pieces. It's like I have created here an analogy. It's like building a Lego city. You have a lot of pieces of information. You have a lot of technologies and your tooling, and the architect is like choosing what data to use, what piece to use, what technology to use to build a new model. And then you need to verify, okay, that is working fine. But um, that's again what the role in ChatGPT creation. So we designed the blueprint. So we designed how the model will understand and generate the language, setting up its neural network structure. So that means we decide, okay, what will be the purpose of this model? This will be text to text or text to image or multimodal supporting generation of text and images or videos at the same time. And we decide what will be our choosing the ingredients. So what will be the ingredients? We select the data to train off. We also implement safety guardrails, as I said at the beginning. So it's very important to control what is coming out of the ChatGPT and similar models. And we cooperate with other team members. So as the AI architect, I'm not developing. I'm not supposed. I'm I'm not supposed. So I am not working. So it's not a part of my initially theoretical. It's not a part of my work to do the development, but my work is to design and to think about to anticipate all possible um, scenarios. What may happen if this will not work? What will happen? What we need to anticipate? What we'll do in if error will occur? What we will do if a human will try to abuse a ChatGPT, right? Or so on. So this, but then the implementation is done by engineers. We have researchers or QA engineers, quality assurance engineers who test this model, who identify, okay, the model is working according to our requirements and the rules that we set. And we have the designers, UI designers, so user interface designers who make it user friendly. So they, when we are using ChatGPT, that interface where you talk to ChatGPT, that is developed by designers, UI designers. So this is like a combination of different roles who are making the magic and make the um, ChatGPT or similar model to work. But not everyone is building ChatGPT because we already have ChatGPT. This is the most powerful model, and similar models are provided not by OpenAI model company, but also Google has their models like Gemini models. We have models from AWS, from Azure, from Anthropic, Cohere, so many very big companies. They already invested a lot of money, a lot of resources in building big AI models, kind of ChatGPT, right? So no need to build it from scratch. In most cases, if you will be hired as an AI architect, you will be hired to design and plan the product or service based on AI technologies, but not the build AI technology from scratch, what it can be. So what we can do as an AI architect? So you can build a health assistant chatbot that help patients understand symptoms and book an appointment. By the way, this is what I'm actually doing right now for one of our clients. It can be customer support agent. So instead of so when you call for to bank and you are connected to a live agent, so live agent is a human, right? Can handle your conversation in a more efficient way because it has AI tooling helping them to understand what people want and how, what was before, what is the emotion of the human that is calling. So it helps to resolve issues in real time in the most efficient way. It can be any voice assistant for application. It can be like mini Jarvis from Iron Man, or it can be, for example, something helping to to invite recipes for your dinner, mental health support, something who will help you to prepare for exam. It's like AI tutors and study buddies. It can be some game characters that can talk. For example, in my case, in my career, I also have an experience with creating game characters. So imaginary characters, imaginary personality that have their brain in form of AI. They can talk to you. They can have avatars, so with this artificial appearance and so on. And it can be like something as a business tool. So some AI then can help to write emails, make reports, make summaries of the meetings, make recordings, make suggestions, even on the Netflix. When selecting a movie, you have a personalized suggestion that also is working with on top of AI, artificial intelligence. So not, I would say, not every AI architect is built in ChatGPT or kind of ChatGPT. Most of us are using ChatGPT or any other similar tooling to build another products or another services that are aimed to help people to do their job or to replace some jobs or to replace some functionality. So I don't see any questions or comments. That's okay. So we can proceed. So how my work looks like. I'm not building ChatGPT. I'm using kind of ChatGPT to build another products. As I mentioned today, currently I'm working for healthcare. So I am building a different voice assistant, helping people to book appointment with a doctor, to check their insurance, to post a claim, to get refill from pharmacies, and so on, to have some support from mental health specialists, and so on. So how it works. First of all, I need to meet with a client, right? Who is my client? Who is requesting for me to build this AI bot or AI voice assistant? And my task is to gather requirements. So I need to understand what is the pain point of this customer, why he or she wants to bring AI into their service, into their company. If it's really needed, because sometimes as AI is so trendy, is so popular, everyone wants to bring AI into their product, even if it's not suitable. So the role of AI architect is to help customer to understand if they really need AI or they can do something without AI, like it can be a regular engineering solution, right, by writing the code, or for example, by building some rule-based solution that will be faster, that will be cheaper. So, and when gathering these requirements and suggesting something to the client, and this is a step number 2, tech stack selection. So I, as an AI architect, I am responsible on deciding what will be the core technology of the solution that I'm offering to the client, right? And that's on me to decide what to suggest, and not just because it's a trendy. So let's use ChatGPT to build our voice healthcare assistant. But also I need to think about, okay, how cheap or how expensive will be this for the customer. It can look great, it can be awesome, right, when you do the first demo. But when it comes to the real user, to the people who will call to this voice assistant, then my client who requests me to build this application will see on the bill and will see, okay, it's too expensive, I cannot spend too much money, can we find something cheaper? So to anticipate this and not to spend so much time, so much money, and then the client will realize, okay, it's too cheaper, too expensive, or find something cheaper. I need to anticipate this in advance. I need to think, okay, what is the budget? Are you ready for this? I need to calculate how much money it will cost, how fast or how slow it will work. For example, I can find something cheaper than ChatGPT and suggest a solution to build on it. But then how fast will respond our voice assistant? Imagine to write to ChatGPT your request and waiting for 20 seconds for response. It may be too annoying. So as a result, you will not wait so long, and you as an end user will not be satisfied of this product, right? So once it's defined, okay, I guess required. I selected the tech stack. What model we will use? What technology? Will it be AI, pure AI, or combination with rule-based, like a kind of hybrid? Persona and tone definition. Then let's imagine I am building voice assistant. So I need to define with this voice assistant with which voice it will speak. It will be male or female voice. Will it have will it right? It have the name, which name, for example, when you call to some voice assistant, as voice assistant will greet you and how it will greet you, what will be the message, what the message will be played, how it will be played, what will be the style of communication. This voice assistant should be sarcastic with some humor, or will it handle emotions? If, for example, in healthcare, we have cases when people are calling saying, okay, I am in deep depression. I'm calling because my cat has died last week and I need some mental health support. Then it's on us, on AI architect, to decide, will this voice assistant say, oh, I'm so sorry you're going through this, let me help you to find a doctor for you, or our bot will be emotionless and it will say just, sure, let me help you with that, in very like a neutral tone without expressing any emotion. So it depends on us. So it's on us, I mean on AI solution architect, to define and to suggest this to the client who is requesting this product and agreed, okay, this is what they want or not. Then conversation flow logic. We defined, okay, what the bot will say, how it will say it, how it will handle if user will say something that is not expected. For example, you are building pizza ordering, or like let it be pizza ordering voice assistant, and people are calling and saying, I want to order sandwich, but sandwich is not in menu, so how your assistant will handle it? Or instead of saying something, it will keep silent, so client will stay silent with no providing any input to you. How you will handle, how your assistant will handle this? And what if user will ask to be connected to real people? Will we allow it? And when? From the first try, from the second try, or from the third try? That everything has to be anticipated and defined before the development will start. And we will need to suggest responses. So not just the behavior, what the bot will do, but what the bot should say. And we need to define the knowledge. For example, if you're building a healthcare bot, then you need to provide some knowledge about the user, right? You need to connect some database where the information about your user will be stored, and then you will have all the information about their date of birth, their name, where do they live. So you can just your bot can suggest a doctor who is living next to this area where our customer lives. And this knowledge depends on the situation and what kind of voice assistant are you building. But you, as an AI architect, you defined. And then you do, based on all this information, you do the visual flow design. At the end, we are using different tools for this. It can be Lucidchart, it can be Visio, it can be Draw.io. I prefer to work in Draw.io, as for me is the most convenient and the most user-friendly tooling. And as the result, like at the end of these 7 steps, I built this kind of architectures. This is actually the output of my work. Now you see on the sorry, these are 2 examples, very simple. So I did them for very small POCs. But if you build very complex solutions, very complex products, this architecture will be much deeper and bigger. So it may take even multiple taps in this Draw.io. But that's how it should look like. So you define the technology. If this is a voice bot, then people need to call, right, somewhere. So we need to find a telephone number. We need to give people phone number. So, and how we assign this phone number to your bot. So we need to find the technology and find the way how it will be done. What kind of number? What we will use to build the bot? So what model? It will be ChatGPT, but we cannot build a model within the ChatGPT window where you ask a question, right? So we need to find a framework. We call this a framework. So this is the environment kind of tools that already have everything that you need as a developer to build your voice assistant. Some UI. So instead of writing everything in programming one or programming language, usually it's Python. You don't need to write everything. You can use already UI, user interface, and connect the blocks. And this will help you to speed up the development of voice assistant. And there are multiple frameworks. You are as an AI architect, you should be aware of all existing on the market. You should be aware of their functionality, of their capabilities, limitations, prices, and integration with other services, like, for example, telephony, storage, where you will store the information, how you will connect the knowledge, where you will send the agent, will it be customer center, and so on. So this is the result of my work. And in theory, this should be the end, right? That's it. But that's not true. The actual real world um, work of AI architects doesn't limit only with design and architecture. Very often, I need to do the development on my own as well, or help development team to implement what I designed, right? For example, when I worked for Google, we were working in pair with my teammate, and we took one project, and for one project I did the architecture and design, and he or she did the implementation, and then next project we switched, and I did he or she did the design architecture, and I did the development. In my existing work, now I do everything, so I can do architecture and design and implementation as well. So just you know how it happens in real life. So for building voice assistant or chatbots, as I mentioned, there are multiple tooling for this. So it's like a bot framework. IBM Watson, Rasa, Amazon Lex, Core AI, or it can be a Dialogflow CX from Google. And under the hood of each of these tooling, you select which model to use. It can be ChatGPT. ChatGPT. I'm telling ChatGPT, but it's a GPT model, right? 4.0, or any other like Gemini models. But also you need to be aware as an architect if it's possible to use other models than the ones that are provided by the company that is providing the framework itself. For example, in Google, we have Dialogflow CX as an environment for building bot, and they provide only Gemini models. This is equivalent to ChatGPT, but built by Google. But you cannot use ChatGPT, for example. In Amazon Lex, you are more flexible, so you can use Gemini models, you can use their models, Anthropic models, OpenAI models, and so on. Yeah. So, what do you need to become if you want to become an AI architect? Just a quick overview because we are almost out of time, so I have some to show you. So first of all, we need to build essential skills like coding. Coding is very important. I mentioned at the beginning that I started my career without this knowledge, and it was kind of difficult for me because I needed to learn everything on practice in parallel of my work. So it's better you learn this in advance. You get coding. Linguistics is it's very important knowledge as well because large language models, they are called language because they're building on the language rules and language fundamentals. Math, especially statistics, because as I mentioned today, computers and all the machines, they don't think in our natural language. We need to convert our natural language into machine readable format. Prompt engineering, that's actually the most valuable skill right now. So this is the way how we talk to ChatGPT. How do you provide instruction to ChatGPT? In which format? You can do it in free form, just like you express yourself in your language or in English, or it can be a structured way. The more structured way you present your information, the better result you receive. There are multiple techniques, so it's mandatory to know about them. Problem solving and creative thinking, communication and teamwork, because you will collaborate with other teammates. Get the right education. So if you can from the very beginning select the right education, this will be better for you than switching then in the middle of your career. It's like study computer science, artificial intelligence, or data science, or it can be even computational linguistics, linguistics, but with the usage of math and programming. and gain your practical experience even during your education without waiting when you will start your career. It's like look for internship, join different coding clubs, take online courses on Udemy, on Coursera, or try to build your own AI project using that ChatGPT. You can practice in prompt engineering techniques. You can use one of the frameworks that I just showed you. For example, Dialogflow CX from Google is very convenient. It's really user friendly. So even now, without fundamental technical knowledge, you can go create your account and try to build already your first bot, chatbot or voice assistant. Let me check if you no question, but if you have any question or you want me to clarify something, please put your question in the chat. But what I wanted to show you that so far we imagine we received the information. We are already AI architect with you because I talked to you about the profession, what is needed, how it works, and now it's time to do some practice. So we are all with you, a team of newbie AI architects, and we received the email from our first customer requesting us to do AI architecture for his application. So look at the screen, please. I also did the voice. Let me know if you hear.
Dear AI
Do
team,
you hear?
ciao. My name is Giuseppe Romano and I run a small pizzeria here in New Jersey called Truly Napoli Pizza. We serve only authentic Neapolitan pizza. No pineapple, no ranch, just the real classics from my nonna's recipe book. Business is growing, grazie Dio, and I need your help designing a voice assistant to take orders over the phone. Here's what I'm looking for. Speaks English with an Italian vibe. Warm, friendly, with phrases like mamma mia or perfetto. Handles menu orders, pickup or delivery, and suggests daily specials. Politely but strongly rejects non-traditional toppings like pineapple. Offers to connect to staff if the customer is confused. I'm not a tech expert, but I make a pizza that changes lives. Can you build me an assistant that feels like it came straight out of Napoli? Grazie mille, Giuseppe Romano, owner Truly Napoli Pizza.
Okay. So we received our first request. This is your first job as an AI architect. We already, Giuseppe, he's so kind. He already expressed in his email what exactly he's looking for. In reality, you will not get such a deep, detailed information. He will just say you something kind of, I need something, some service, some AI assistant that will help me to take order from users because I don't have so many people here who can do this job. So help me to build it. But Giuseppe was so kind to provide us with all the information, most of the information that is needed for you to architect your design. So what we know that Giuseppe is running pizzeria, so he wants this bot to be a voice bot that will take orders over the phone. So we as architects should decide how it will work. So how telephony, what kind of telephony we will use for this, right? uh, then we defined, okay, he says this bot should speak English but with Italian vibe. So we need to define if we need to find this English but with Italian vibe. So it's not a rule-based approach. This has to be something more sophisticated, and actually ChatGPT or any other models can help us to bring this experience to the user. So we can write a prompt to ChatGPT by saying, you are, by giving the persona, you are a voice health assistant that is working for pizzeria that is called Truly Napoli Pizza that is located in New Jersey, and you are serving only Neapolitan pizza, right? Pizza. You speak English, but you need to speak with Italian vibe. You need to be warm, you need to be friendly with phrases like mamma mia, perfetto, and any other Italian specific constructions, right? Then you need to, and you include in your prompt the instruction that you are given to ChatGPT, all this information. What your bot is supposed to do: make menu orders, take menu orders. The bot should clarify, will it be pickup or delivery? If it's delivery, so we need to ask from the user the address. And if user is and so Giuseppe mentioned that it's located in New Jersey, so something in US, and we know that Americans that love some weird or their American style pizza that are not traditional Neapolitan pizza, they may order something with pineapple, but Giuseppe doesn't want to take these orders and he wants this, but politely but strongly reject non-traditional topics, right? And if user still wants to be connected to a live agent, Giuseppe wants to move the call from the bot to the Giuseppe or someone from the staff. So you put as a then as a developer, so you as an AI architect, you should thinking about how it will be implemented by the developer, right? So you think, okay, I think that ChatGPT should be the right technology for this to be implemented, right? And what kind of telephony? Can be Twilio, for example, or audio calls. You can search whatever is exist and how it can be integrated with ChatGPT. Then you open the one of the tools, like in our case is Draw.io. I see that we are out of time, so unfortunately we will not have to practice this all together. But anyway, I want to show you how it works. So you build the architecture by saying, by mention like this. For example, this will be your global technology. For example, ChatGPT plus telephony. So we need to find what kind of telephony we will use. It can be, I know it can be Twilio or audio codes or whatever, right? In ChatGPT, and then you define, okay, in ChatGPT, you will write, the developer will write the prompt, and this prompt should looks like, first, you need to define the persona, right? So you as an architect, you define persona of the bot, and you write voice assistant. Most probably it will be male, right? Male, voice assistant, assistant. Oh my god, assistant with Italian speaking English with Italian vibe. Okay, and you add whatever you can be. Assistant name is Giordano, for example. You provide all the information that you will believe will fit into a requirement, to the requirement that Giuseppe just required. And you need to provide all the details here because that developer who will do the development, the actual developer will not talk to Giuseppe and will not learn that email. Developer will use your design. So you need to provide here all the details, how it will go. So you define the persona, then you how the greeting you find. Okay, greeting will be how the when user will call. So how your Giordano will greet the user. Welcome to truly Neapolitan pizza, and you script here. Actually, you provide here welcome, and you write what has to be played by this assistant. Then, if user has provided valid input, something non-pineapple pizza, order pizza, for example, if you say order pizza, that is in scope, right? What will respond your bot? What kind of pizza you want, or what will the bot should do if user said, instead of just a vague order pizza, user said, I want to order pizza with pineapple. Pineapple is not in scope, so you need to provide order pizza with pineapple. So you will have put here the next box where you provide the information on how your bot should react in case of this scenario, and you describe all possible scenarios. What to do if user has provided nothing, what user if requested, instead of ordering pizza, requested buy a ticket to the cinema. What if user is abusing assistant because someone can call some to make a chit chat with assistant. So you describe everything. You also need to provide, you need to specify that this bot should have some knowledge, like for example, database, what menus are available, and you need to save the response, the summary of the conversation somewhere as well, because you need to provide to Giuseppe and tip where to deliver, which kind of bot, and what was the request from user. Because user, for example, user ordered margarita, but without tomato in it because the user has allergy, and that's okay. So you design all this stuff. Once it's done, So this will be your homework. We don't have time, unfortunately, to work on it together, but this I would request you to try to design this bot if you are interested to be in future or just interested in this task, to try to design this assistant using any similar kind of tooling like Draw.io, and then try to implement in a ChatGPT by writing the prompt. That will be your homework. And so we are out of time. Now maybe if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer your question. So in your opinion, what professions from IT and other spheres will disappear in the next 5 years? What new professions will appear due to AI? What would be the most profitable interests that you see emerging now? So I would say I don't believe, sometimes I hear, like not sometimes, but very often I hear that even developers as a programmers, engineering work, painters, graphical designers, this profession will be disappear because AI is so powerful now and can replace all these professions, but I don't think it's true. It's like you remember those times when we don't have factories, we don't have the tooling and machines that are doing some manufacturing, right? People were doing everything manually, but then factories were invented, and these machines on manufacturing tooling just help people to do their work faster and more efficient. So I wouldn't say the same will do AI. So it will not replace people. It will help. It will transform the profession. Profession, for example, as a developers, right? The people who are writing code. Yeah, people will need still write code. AI cannot replace people in writing code, but can help, can speed up can replace some annoying job, right, that you need to do, the pieces of tasks, right? But from creative perspective, for example, jobs like graphical designers, any other designers, people writing, painting, and so on, I still believe that these professions will exist, and even handcrafted pieces will have more values than AI pieces. Maybe because AI made can be done faster, quicker, and it doesn't have any soul, it doesn't have any emotion, it doesn't have any common sense. So, and this cannot be. So these are our features. These are our traits, right? Our skills that only we humans do. So some, I would say, as a summary, some professions, they will be transformed in something more efficient, but I don't think that they will disappear at all. Maybe some will disappear, but who knows? We'll see in coming future. Yeah, any other questions? No questions?
Do you need I have a question, Natalia. Do you need to know Python in order to have a job connected with Gen AI or just AI ethics?
I started my career without knowing any Python, right? So it's possible. I need to say it's possible to get a good job even without knowing programming or without having any engineering skills, right? It's possible, but it's kind of difficult when you don't have an option to. You have some ideas, you have some hypotheses, but you cannot implement them without coding, right? So you need to rely on someone else who will realize your ideas and your thoughts. So in this case, I would prefer to do it on my own. That's why actually this pushed me to learn programming. So I would say it's not mandatory. If you don't know it, it doesn't mean that you cannot find a good job even in the field of Gen AI. It's possible, even taking to the fact that into consideration the fact that most of these tooling are UI based, right? You need to push the button, you need to write the prompt in natural language. So it's possible, but it will become complicated at some point of your career. At some point you will be obliged to learn it. So I would recommend to start right now from the very beginning. In parallel, if you're doing no programming job, just invest some time into learning programming. A good question, very good question. Thank you.
And we have another question in the chat. Could you provide some source to study more about prompt engineering, like an article or book?
Book, I didn't see any book, but I can share with you, for example, in the chat or somewhere, or you can connect me. For example, you can search me on LinkedIn. I will be happy to answer all your questions there, and I will share with you some good article with the prompt engineering techniques. Yeah, for sure, there are some.
Mm-hmm. I think we have a guide designed by Google, if I'm not mistaken, on prompting. It might be a little complicated, but
yeah, but it can be, why not? Yeah, it can be, but
Mhm.
overall all the techniques, they are similar. It's like a chain of thought reasoning. When you provide a step-by-step explanation to the model, what do you expect from it to execute for you. So it's like, yeah, you can search even on a Google, like for example prompt engineering techniques, and you will find the most exhaustive list. But I can share, or that one from Google is also a good source of learning.
Yeah, Google actually offers a lot of free courses on AI, right? Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes, yeah. Even
we
our
can share a
engineers,
few. Mm-hmm.
yes, yes, even our engineers, as we are working mostly with Google as a platform, we do a lot of learning within Google Boost Studio. So this is a Google Boost Studio. This is a studio where you can go, can subscribe, get your account, and go through all the laboratory and get all the most recent skills and knowledge that is needed for this job. Yeah, that's a great resource. Thank you, Inna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll share that together with Natalia's slide deck. All right. Any more questions? And Natalia, will you give our participants instructions for them to try this hands-on task?
It is in
In the
the DAX.
presentation.
It's a
Mm-hmm.
presentation, so they can take it from there. So if they want to try, yeah, I attached the
Mm-hmm.
link to the Draw.io, and I mentioned all the resources that I needed to build it from scratch. So yeah, and if you will try, please let us know if you succeeded or you have any troubles with it. So it will be interesting to know.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Okay,
if we
thank you
don't
so
have
much.
any more questions, thank you so much, Natalia, for preparing this wonderful presentation for us and for making the time in your busy schedule to talk to our participants today. And thank you all for joining, even though for some of you it was pretty early in the day. I'll be following you up with an email.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, and good luck
Thank you.
in choosing your profession. Bye.
Great. Thank you.
Goodbye.